Do you feel that you're part of a movement? Or that you are...
I think I'm part of a movement right now. The so-called, I don't know what they call it, new wave, new expressionism. I think that's me. Here, let me put a piece on the wall.
Okay.
Just to show you what I mean. This is a funny piece, but it's kind of a religious piece. This is called You What? You What? You. Now this will be in the show. I think it will. This is called Gauguin meets King Kong at the Summit. Wait, let me get you that. Gauguin meets King Kong at the Summit. Well, I think this is current, what you might call, what people like to call current, you know? I think that sort of fit into the same thing that's happening today. Of course, it's very original. I don't think there's anybody else in the world that's working strictly with electric cord like this, fixed to a stretcher bar, you know? But the images themselves are not original. The images are like, what do you got there? A gorilla, an airplane. The symbols or everything, the imagery itself is basic. King Kong, Gauguin. Here you have an owl with the two eyes. Remember Gauguin on top of the Empire State Building with the airplane?
King Kong.
Yeah, King Kong rather. I don't know why Gauguin, I sort of relate them, I guess, because they both climbed an edifice. You know who Gauguin is?
Yeah.
He climbed the edifice and blew the trumpet and warned. He was the water boy of a British infantry brigade, and he warned the British that the Indians were coming in force, or that the Indians were laying in wait for them to ambush.
And this down here?
What?
Below, you have King Kong.
The face of King Kong?
No, the King Kong is there.
King Kong is here, King Kong is there. King Kong. This is an owl.
Yeah.
Wise old owl.
And then here is Genghis Khan.
No, Gauguin.
Gauguin.
Right. Fancied up a little bit with the fancy turban, which I'm sure.
And below Gauguin is...
That's a crashed airplane, I guess, that King Kong threw caught while they were flying around them.
Oh, I see.
Here you see I still have what you call an appendage. When I first started these what I call open stretches, where you see the wall in between the stretcher bar, I used canvas. But the canvas, the wire pushed out the canvas. And this one, you still see some of the canvas left, like a useless appendage, you know. What do you think of this one, Doc?
Well, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
If I would make up a story about it.
I just told you a story about it.
Yeah. Well, I would say that the artist, or you, were making a beautiful piece of beauty, even though it had a literary implication and meaning. It has to have beauty so that the space on either side is not balanced and is interesting. You have a central figure of King Kong, and you say, and it's Gauguin there. Well, that's very obvious. But rising up, well, King Kong was a tragic figure in a sense. He was primitive man, you could say, or pre-man.
Hung up on some beautiful blonde chick.
Climbing up on a modern building
to get a hold of out of frustration.
And being attacked by modern technology,
right.
And losing out, and
right.
with a fallen airplane down below.
He got well fucked
he knocks
over.
he knocks over airplanes, and Gauguin certainly lost out.
Yeah, he got screwed.
Yeah. Well, it shows some of the difficulties of being an artist, or being natural man,
Well, being a hero.
or being a hero.
Here you have the natural man is a hero, the beast is a hero.
And the wise old owl is caught up with all of them. In fact, nature is right
I
on top
didn't even
of
know what that wise old owl was there for. You notice I used the raccoon fur for the owl's body? That's kind of funny, isn't it? I find things that I put in, I kind of enjoy putting in, like fur all of a sudden, works its way in. Let me put this on the side, I'll put another one on.
Okay.
I get a kick out of these pieces.
Yeah, these wouldn't be boring, because one could always find something more interesting to read into it as one experiences life and looks at the painting on the wall.
I don't care what anybody reads into it, by the way, because I don't even know what I mean, you know, so it doesn't, I read something into it. This is the one that I meant by the kind of religious one. The other one, I thought I was putting this one up at first. This is Gogh. This one is
Gogh?
Yeah. I guess it has something to do with Jehovah.
This is a real full person.
Yeah. I mean, you mean it's got legs?
Legs and a body and a face.
The body is like a birdhouse or a Torah. I don't know what it is. You notice it's got a mezuzah? Notice the mezuzah? You know, this mezuzah came off the door of this. This must have been 100 years old. It was all rusty. Had to file it down to bring out the silver. I like this. This is kind of interesting. And here I opened up the wire to let the innards of the wire flow out. I'm sure a lot of people will think it's kind of tricky, but I don't think it is.
Is that a bomb on the bottom?
What I'm doing with the wire
is that a bomb on the bottom?
Yeah. What I'm doing with it is using the wire every which way I can use it. So you open it up, close it up, what's the difference? This is the bomb, and this is the fatal button that blows the whole thing, Doc. This is the charge, you see, right? You can put a match to this. You want to blow it on, you put a match to this or press the button. You think anybody will have the urge to press that button?
When they go in to watch it, you mean?
Yeah, I wonder how many people would have the urge and actually press the button. You think this one's impressive?
Yeah.
It's a little more impressive than the other one.
Because
I wouldn't know if it's better or not, but it's somehow more impressive.
It's very full.
Yeah.
Well, will somebody press the button on a nuclear bomb?
Yeah, I think that's the question.
Yeah.
You say no.
I say no.
I mean, don't you notice human error factor? Don't you consider the human error factor? Even if you don't think some maniac will press it someday.
No, because
I don't follow your idea at all.
Yeah, I can see human error.
This guy wants his dacha, and this guy wants his townhouse in this country. The big guys, they'll press it. There's always a maniac.
No, it's true that you can have big guys, but see, the thing is, you can have human error at Chernobyl nuclear energy power station because there's a limited number of people. But when you've got atomic energy power that blows up the world, you've got huge numbers of people that have a vested interest. All the Russians with their dachas, Americans with their ranch houses.
I don't believe that. I believe
you've got huge numbers of people, as well as a population that hears it on TV.
Doesn't matter. There's always somebody who doesn't care about vested interest. There's always someone with vested interest who's a real maniac. That's human nature.
But you got 100.
And even if there is, even if he had, no matter how many vested interests he has, you know, he's going to go to war with somebody over something.
Yeah, but there are people.
Someone's going to want to take his vested interest away.
Yes, but 100 million people on each side is interested in preserving their lives.
Yeah, but
They're just not going to let it happen.
Just take one, Doc. Take one. It'll happen. I just hope it doesn't happen in my time.
Now, there's too many.
You can't stop it.
He can't just press a button. He's got to call up somebody.
You get so many people with vested interest that have money. Wealthy people go to war, and they're almost ready to destroy their lives to make a point, some kind of.
No, they wouldn't destroy their own lives.
Yes,
they might
they
destroy
would.
other lives, but not their own.
They destroy other lives, but they would destroy their own. They cut off their noses to spite their faces.
No, I don't think
It's very
so.
human, Doc. It's very human.
You mean you think that a guy with 10 ranch houses, et cetera,
Yeah, I think
is going to cut off his nose?
In a Gotterdammerung of flame. Right, I think he would. I think there are such people.
I think there were such people, but I don't think.
Why shouldn't they still exist? Why?
Because communication has gotten around too much.
No,
And they know now what this is. Before, they might have had some illusion.
I can't agree with that.
I mean, Hitler might have thought with some illusion that he could defeat all the people around him, and he could be very stupid about it.
I don't follow your thoughts. I don't agree with you. I think they're going to do it. It's just a matter of when. To me, the question is when, not whether they will or not. That's not the argument at all. I'm beyond that argument.
But if you think when they will, then all this art will have disappeared then.
Huh?
If they do it, all this art will have disappeared.
So?
Well, then you would have done your stuff in vain, wouldn't you?
No, not at all. I mean, eventually the planet's going to disappear one day anyway in some kind of a... They expected it after billions of years to evaporate. Or...
They expect that, but that may not happen. You can have new inventions.
Yeah, but still, so what? A lot of art has disappeared and gone down. That doesn't destroy the artist's will to live or to make art. I mean, why will it have been in vain? I'm doing what I wanted to do.
In other words, you don't really care whether it lasts forever or not.
That's because I understand it's not going to last forever. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything is immortal, including art. Human beings and art. They're both very mortal. I don't believe really in the idea that life is short and art is long at all. I think art is very fragile, just as fragile as life.
Anyway, your painting, the seeds of destruction are in your painting anyway. You see it.
They're in this one, right?
Yeah.
This is interesting, because I have a white bird here, and I have this brown bird upside down. With this airplane, for some reason, with the Yiddish, Jewish right, the Hebrew here, you know what this says? God.
Yahweh.
I think so. When Germans Van Eck, the dealer, was up, he asked me, what is all this? What is this? What does that mean?
Yeah. What is it?
Ivan Koch brought German Walter Van Eck, who happens to be not German, but Dutch.
Yeah.
Up here, and they were up here about an hour.
So what is that?
And I said, I don't know. I said to him, as far as I can make out, it's something protective. Maybe something meant to protect the painting, like a porcupine has spines to protect itself.
Yeah.
But I consider these paintings, not sculptures. I consider myself as someone that paints with wire. I'm not interested in sculpture. You notice I get a painful equality. There is a painful equality about it. It's not a construction. In a basic sense, they mean construction or destruction. It's a painting. It's a painting. Here's my palette. My palette is white, green, yellow, orange.
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, that was a nice lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm energized. Anything can happen when I'm energized.
Okay. What is the name of this? You call this?
Yuqua.
Yuqua?
Yuqua.
Yuqua.
Hew-WAH. Yuqua.
You,
It's not bad, Doc.
Okay.
What keeps me alive is the painting, you know? Well, I guess if I weren't painting, I'd find something else, right? Like something to make up for the not painting.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, you know, when I finish a painting, I'm all right. What am I saying? I think of Chopin as a beautiful, delicate sky. A blue sky, light blue. Delicate. I think you've saturated the camera with studio images, huh?
Well, I just wanted to get a full studio. But, go on.
You see what I do here? This is the only one instrument I really, well, I work with other tools. This cuts. I cut the wire with the scissors. Pliers. The wire is very hard. Like, this green wire is a bitch. I have a tremendous problem with this because the carpet tack, which I use in all my work, carpet tacks, nothing but carpet tack, won't go through this wire. So I have to, like, kill 2 or 3 nails before I penetrate into the wire. Whereas a wire like this, the orange is very soft. It goes right through it. See, all your basic black and white wire. But this is what I use. See, I get it mostly on Canal Street. And I don't know whether this looks difficult to do to people or easy to do. Well, part of it is easy and part is difficult. It works both ways, you know. And I do it a lot. I don't measure anything. I do it by feel, by sight or feel. Like, I don't measure each piece. I just imagine what I'm going to need before I cut the wire, you know what I mean? And I stand and hammer. You notice that here I use the nails as a design. And in other places I don't care. Although they do seem to come out of design anyway, I don't care how I use it. My care is just done to hold the wire in properly, see? But it does some places. It's interesting. You know, I think that you look at the nail driven into the wire, you can feel the impact of the nail into the wire. It really looks like it belongs in a way. At first I had my doubts about the nails, or the carpet tacks. I had my doubts about them, but and this was an interesting idea, putting the tacks through the wire. It makes it a little, gives the painting more tension, and in here you see, it breaks the space a little. Sometimes the space becomes too intimidating, too open. So I try to fill, like this was done strictly to fill the space, creating 2 arms, an arm here and an arm here. I felt it needed it in here, so I did it just to fill the space. See? And this, this was done for decoration, and it just so happens it fills the space. But I'll tell you the truth, when it really works for me at its best point is when I have a piece where the space is open and it doesn't have to be filled. That the wall works as a big space, as part of the picture without being filled by anything, you know? Yeah, of course, I use the canvas with the nail sticking out. And this stuff, like I told Walter Jergens Van Eyck, I had the feeling that's done for protection. As though like a porcupine protects itself with spines. It's a little awkward. The piece is a little awkward. The legs are a little awkward, but I don't mind. I like the wood coming through here. I think that's an interesting touch. But that's it, here it is. That's all I need. The wire, the hammer, the scissors, the pliers. I'm pretty well set. What do you want? Well, let me get it for you. Yeah, that's it. That's the powder, which when I'm working, of course, I keep by my side here. And I just reach down, you know. That's a piece I did when I studied at the Art Students League around 1950. I used to draw the model. See, this is a picture of a piece of newsprint paper that was disintegrated. I used to draw parts of the model rather than the whole figure. I like to draw. This is big. It's about 4 feet by 3 feet or something, 2.5 feet. But it enabled me to work bigger, doing the just sections like the legs, the torso, the head. I kind of like that one. I don't have it anymore. It's just the photo. Photo's the only thing I have left. Here's a funny thing I think you'll appreciate. Zero in on this. I really love this. Zero in on that little cartoon. See, here's a caveman. I signed my name. I imposed my name on it. LR 12,000 BC. It's signed. And here it's signed LR 1986. That's me as a caveman and me in 1986. It's interesting when you're the same thing. You know what I mean? What's the difference between me, except maybe the caveman is standing there in his nakedness, you know, and I'm standing there with a pair of dungarees on and working. What's the difference? It's the same shit, right? Now here's an interesting little poem which I love that I picked up. It says, "What horror to awake at night, and in the dimness see the light. Time is white, mosquitoes bite. I've spent my life on nothing." I like it, don't ask me why.
Because after all, if you spend your life on nothing, you wouldn't like that. Or would you?
Well, I don't seem to be involved with doing nothing. I seem to be involved with something.
Yeah.
So